My name's Heidi, I'm a podiatrist, and we're going to talk a little bit today about the foot posture index, and in a moment I'm going to demonstrate how to assess that. Now the foot posture index is a validated testing system. It was developed by the University of Leeds and it's been in use since about 2006, and you'll see it a lot in the literature now. Now it's a great testing system to use, and primarily that's because it breaks the foot down into the different planes. So the things you're looking at are making you assess it in the frontal plane, so you're looking at the back, the sagittal plane, and also the transverse plane as well. So it gives you a scoring for each thing that you look at, and then at the end you can tally that all up, and it gives you an indication of foot posture, which you can then use for reference later on. Okay, so to start with, we're going to get our patient to walk up and down on the spot, just so we get her to relax and we get a relaxed foot position. And now we're going to look at the tailor head position. So if this is more palpable on the lateral side, if you can feel it really protruding there, we'd score this a -2. And if it's a lot more palpable on the medial side, we'd score this a +2. If it's about the same or it's even, then this would be a 0. Now we're looking at the curves above and below the lateral malleolus. So if it's a -2 or supinated foot, this curve down here would be more convex. And if it's more concave or really rolls in, then we'd score that a +2. If you can't really see the difference and the top curve looks about the same as the bottom curve, then that would be a 0. Now we're looking at the position of calcaneal inversion and eversion, so we're looking in the frontal plane. Now the more inverted her rear foot is, so more than about 5 degrees inverted, would be a -2. And then the more everted, or more than 5 degrees everted, this would be a +2. If it's more or less perpendicular, then that would score a 0. So for this test, we're looking at the foot in the transverse plane, and we're looking at the talonavicular congruence. So if this is indented or it's almost concave, or as we'd see with a supinated foot, we'd score it a -2. If it was very much bulging, then we'd score this a +2. If it's neither bulging nor concave and it's reasonably flat, then we'd score that a 0. So we'll move around to the sagittal plane now, and we're literally just looking at the medial arch height. So a very high arch would score a -2, and an arch which is pretty much flat to the floor would score a +2. Anything between the two would score a 0. Back to the transverse plane, now we're looking at forefoot adduction and abduction, otherwise known as the too many toes sign. So we're looking directly behind one foot at a time, making sure you look directly behind the heel. If you see more toes clearly visible on the lateral side, then this would score a +2, and if you see more toes visible or more of the forefoot visible on the medial side, this would score a -2. Right, so once we've got all these scores, we fill it in on the foot posture index data sheet, and then we just add it all up in the totals at the end. Now if you've got what we categorise as a normal foot, this would score a 0 to a +5. If it scores a +6 to a +9, that would technically be a pronated foot, and a highly pronated foot would be anything over a +10. Then going the other way, anything from -1 to -4 we'd say was supinated, and highly supinated would score a -5 to -12.